Whoa! This is way too high! Isn't there, like, an express elevator or something?
I'm afraid not. The Tower of Hanoi was never equipped with direct transport to the top floor.
So this is how you usually ascend? Using only a floating platform?
In theory, yes. But since Lady Kalpana's passing, no one has set foot there again.
Like some goddess in the clouds, using the sky itself as the boundary between her and everyone else.
You misunderstand, Miss Mia. Lady Kalpana's lifelong dream was to build a world where humanity could live in harmony. A society free from status, hierarchy, or class. New Hentaro was only the first step, and the furthest she could reach within the constraints of her era. One day, we will erase that boundary in the sky completely.
One day, huh?
Mr. Adjutant, since we still have some time before reaching the top, may I brief you on the current state of New Hentaro? Then, let us begin with the recent intrusion into the system. During your first visit, Miss Urza's disruption of our defense systems created a brief opening, which Eda used to slip into Ganji's data center. Though the intrusion caused no immediate damage, it left an irreparable passage. Some of the simulation parameters responsible for upgrading the divergent cosmos were also altered in the process.
So this most recent attack, was that Eda again?
Not directly. We isolated the corrupted data early on, and surveillance confirms Eda made no further attempts to breach the system through that passage. However, more recently, the firewall was breached by a specialized Tytogen inhibitor. No, we analyzed its structure. It's nothing more than an inferior derivative of the confinement serum. Moreover, the injection of this inhibitor predates your use of the confinement serum against Eda. Which means... Correct. The corrupted data escaped containment, tainted our training data, and triggered a chain reaction. The core system began collapsing irreversibly.
So the black holes appearing in the Elysium?
They're direct indicators of the collapse. Black holes of varying sizes have begun forming throughout the divergent cosmos. To prevent further contamination, Ganges was forced to suspend all non-essential processes and enter dormant mode.
But the corruption can't be purged! That's why the Elysium is locked down, isn't it?
Wait, what about the passage linked to Eda?
Rest assured, though the firewall was breached, the passage remains under full surveillance. Eda has made no further moves. That is precisely what I intended to explain next.
Wait, are you saying Ganges actually has emotions?
Not quite. While fragmentation technology is indeed linked to human sentience, Lady Kalpana never designed Ganges to possess a soul.
Then why?
correct. Unlike Etta or Charon, Ganges uses fragmentation modules as its foundational storage architecture. Astute as ever, Mr. Adjutant. Precisely as Ganges projected, your analytical acuity ranks far above the norm.
You have arrived at the top floor.
Please watch your step. The Starlight Hall lies deeper within. This way, please.
Huh? What's this?
An exosuit? But that's nothing like what we use in Heimdall.
It's a custom design. Ganges modeled it after analyzing Heimdall's gear.
But there aren't any manifestations in New Hintaro, right?
Correct. That's why it's equipped with a multi-tiered energy limiter that dynamically scales with the wearer's output. It also integrates core technology from the divergent cosmos, allowing real-time adaptation and continuous evolution based on the user's combat style.
Ooh, so it's armor even us normies could handle without frying ourselves?
Precisely. In fact, it even enhances the wearer's control over Titagen. Following its contact with you, Mr. Adjutant, Ganges initiated plans to develop manifestations specifically for New Hentaro. However, that initiative was ultimately discontinued.
Huh? Why's that?
The simulations produced troubling results. Over 80% of candidates exhibited varying degrees of mental aberration after gaining powers surpassing conventional human understanding. There is still no validated protocol to evaluate true compatibility. I'm afraid I don't follow, Mr. Adjutant. Every decision Ganges makes is based on probabilistic models. As expected, Ganges' assessment was accurate. Even the smallest misstep before you risks exposing our true intentions. Understood. As I mentioned before, the corruption is irreversible. Our only recourse is to wipe all data within the divergent cosmos and rebuild it from the original template. In other words, a full reboot. Correct. Since the divergent cosmos is a non-physical data center based on fragmentation tech, it inherits the core characteristics of that technology, which means it requires an observer whose consciousness serves as the template to reconstruct the divergent cosmos. But ordinary people, even manifestations, cannot withstand the fragmentation surge that comes with a full reboot, even when filtered through the dreamscape mechanism, which condenses the surge into an immersive spatio-temporal experience. The observer still has to undergo 10 years of subjective time to process it all.
10 years, alone in one's consciousness.
That is the refined estimate. When Lady Kalpana first brought Ganges online, she spent nearly 50 subjective years inside.
What?
But you, Mr. Adjutant, are an exception. In your confrontation with Rosen, your resilience under fragmentation strain far surpassed all previously recorded human thresholds. Based on our simulations, as an observer, you would require only about 24 hours of subjective time to complete the reboot.
You specifically say only 24 hours. Are you actually expecting the adjutant to risk himself like that?
As I mentioned, during your simulated confrontation with Rosen, your consciousness exhibited an unusual stability amidst the fragmentation surge. The surge that would normally overwhelm a human brain instead formed stable patterns within your consciousness, what we refer to as the inner mind. Rest assured, this data is restricted to the top clearance level and kept solely on a secure physical medium. Like Ganges control systems, it can be accessed only by the observer who is granted top clearance. And now, we ask you to accept this role and the burden that comes with it. That is why we brought you here, the true purpose of this meeting. The Master Key, the credential of the observer with top clearance. Lady Kalpana believed that only humanity itself could bridge the gaps of the human heart. Therefore, I place my trust in you, Mr. Adjutant. I respectfully request that you extend your assistance once more. To Ganges and to New Huntero. Upon completion of this task, you will be granted full access to Ganges' computational capacity. The support we can provide will extend beyond the mere restoration of Charon. Additionally,
Adjutant.
my deepest gratitude.
come too? I want to join Heimdall. I want to become a manifestation. Definitely not.
We've arrived. This is the Starlight Hall. Miss Haru, Miss Mia, I must ask you to remain outside.
Huh? Why?
My apologies. The Starlight Hall is only accessible to those with top clearance and designated successors.
So, it's just the adjutant from here on.
Yes. Please wait with me in the adjacent chamber. The reboot protocol will take approximately 15 minutes in real time.
Oh, all right. Don't worry, Mia. If anyone can handle it, it's the adjutant. Everything's gonna be fine. Right. So, Adjutant, once the reboot's done, let's really go at it. Nice and hard. I mean the game. We still haven't finished our last tabletop expedition. Once it's all done, let's come to my place and pick up where we left off, yeah? Maybe I meant it that way, on purpose. Anyway, good luck!
I'm staying here. Don't worry. I'll be right outside. I won't interfere. So please, let me stay right here, where I can be closest to you. Won't take long. Sir, is it true? You're heading to Misteltein Station? Then let me... But you're the one who stopped me from resigning, weren't you? Then at least let me prove myself. Let me show everyone your decision about me was... my own edge. But sir...
Chief, the combat briefing's about to begin.
Yes, sir.
It is with regret that I must inform you that the Misteltein Station recovery operation has failed. The Special Operations Team, including the head of the security department, is currently unaccounted for.
No. That's impossible. It can't be. Please, take this. The first gift you gave me when you came back. I've kept it with me ever since. Adjutant.
Adjutant, the Starlight Hall is ready. Mr. Adjutant? Yuga, that is my name. You look a little disappointed, almost as if you were thinking, "Huh, what a shame. Guess I don't get to name this AI after all." Understood. Please take the seat at the center of the Starlight Hall. No manual input is required. Simply relax. The neural mimetic system will establish the link automatically. Your mind will enter a blank fragmentation domain. You're free to do anything there, even sleep. In 24 hours, I'll guide you back. Understood. Initiating observer consciousness projection.
Commencing countdown. Reboot protocol will initiate in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8.
7. 7.
5,
As I mentioned, during your simulated confrontation with Rosen, your consciousness exhibited an unusual stability amidst the fragmentation surge. The surge that would normally overwhelm a human brain instead formed stable patterns within your consciousness, what we refer to as the inner mind. Adjutant, what's wrong? Huh? But... Mr. Adjutant, look out. I don't understand. Why would the Tower of Hanoi's auto-defense system register us as enemies? I'll do everything I can.
Adjutant, are you? I'm all right, but the hallway's sealed by an EM barrier. The guard bot suddenly turned on me, but I've already cleared them out. More of them? I've got this.
Temper your eagerness, oh manifestation of Heimdall! Through the radiant veil beyond the shadowed gate, stars above, descend and smite them all! Woohoo! Boom! One hit, total annihilation. Ugh, might have cranked the power a tad too high.
Mia?
Bingo! Ta-da! So, Adjutant, did this new look of mine make your heart race? No way! A cool pose, a flashy ult, and a killer catchphrase. That's peak manifestation style.
Wait, is Mia actually a manifestation?
Bingo again! Isn't it amazing? I just touched it and bam! It matched my size and style perfectly. Even the little details around the chest fit perfectly. Adjutant, look, look! Whoa, and this thruster can actually...
Beep. Unauthorized equipment activation detected.
Huh? Well, desperate times, I guess. I needed to get the adjutant right away, so I... Roger that. I'll soak it all in.
The attackers remain unidentified, but we've traced their route. The breach originated from the Elysium. They forced entry through the back door, reserved exclusively for transcendent logins. It's the only link between the divergent cosmos and the physical servers. Containment measures are at full capacity, but it will take time. For now, the Tower of Hanoi's defenses remain beyond our control.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Mr. Adjutant, as Ganji's proxy, it is my duty to handle the new Hentaro system myself. Understood.
Yes, sir.